Get ready for some great music and great stories. Band in Seattle starts right now. Welcome to Band in Seattle. I'm Xander Denke, and with me is David Michael Stedman, songwriter, music editor, and lead singer of the band The Stax Brothers. Welcome. We're going to talk about tonight's bands, Kris Orlowski and Whitney Lyman.
Whitney Lyman takes the term throwback to a whole nother realm. Whitney is able to look back upon the edge of sorrow and fingerpick a guitar like a music box. Her melodies belong to the ether, her lyrics are meditations, psalms, letters that she could never send, subconscious status updates from her inner life. See, I want to hear this girl play an electric lute through delay pedal in St. Paul's Cathedral just to see what happens.
Let's set it up. We'll be right back with Whitney Lyman.
I write a lot of my music using my voice and using the piano. It's like a full orchestra for one person. I'm Whitney Lyman. I'm a singer, songwriter, and musician in Seattle. I teach music lessons, mostly to kids, which is really rewarding, especially in our world where music is becoming lower on the priority lists of education. And I think it's one of the most important things to create a balanced human being.
She's a very talented composer. So what I like about her style is that she already kind of knows what she wants to hear before she even is performable yet.
She arranges, you know, and I'm playing her parts, but then she's wonderful enough to give me free rein to just be like, okay, well, for these next 8 measures, just improvise, just do whatever moves you.
It's not just like, okay, we're gonna play a pop song, we're gonna play 4 chords or anything. It's like, her music feels like a journey. I think that's what makes it very nostalgic.
I'm always learning from the other musicians I'm playing with because they're usually so talented and inspiring. Sometimes I play solo or I'll have a band backing me up, and it's gone through a lot of different iterations, and it's finally gotten to a place where we have a solid lineup. I find that the people you play with are almost as important as the skills that they have.
One day was like, check it out, we got Andrew, you know, playing violin for us. I was like, wait, you know, I know that guy, he's great, he plays with everybody.
He's so talented. He toured with Macklemore, Dave Bazan, Judy Collins, all these incredible artists that I just feel like, and now you want to work with me? That's pretty cool.
I've only just met Evan, and I love his energy. I think he's always game for whatever is going on. Bottomless pit of enthusiasm.
He's got crazy guitar skills, but I make him play bass in my band, so he has to kind of hold it back a little, which I feel bad about, but he's really adding a lot musically and personality-wise. Laser Beam was a song that I recorded with London Tone Music for their 52-52 campaign, where they released a new single by a different artist every week for 1 year.
We're both a part of this program called 52-52, which is a program that London Bridge put together. They have a little subsidiary called London Tone Records.
It's been a really cool collaboration, not only between just me playing bass and Whitney Lyman, but it's just like that, it's just branching out to this really cool Puget Sound community.
On this song is the first time I asked Andrew to come in and record with me, so that was kind of what started us working together.
Laser Beam is one of those ones that like we had already done a lot of work on prior, so it was kind of fun to just like be able to finally perform it live. But you know, it's one of those ones you're trying to distill an entire string quartet into a single instrument.
Fire Breather is pretty epic. My music is influenced by fantasy and dream world, and Fire Breather is kind of about being born in the year of the dragon. The story is about overcoming your personal obstacles to basically become a ruler of your own world.
This song it's really magical. It really features everyone's potential.
When you're performing on stage, there's a moment, I call it unlocking the magic. And it's when everybody in the band is kind of feeling it. To get there, it's a challenge. You know, even in practice, it's different because you're not performing. There's a certain feeling about being on stage that's completely different than any other place. You're connecting with everyone in the band and everyone in the audience. So I call that unlocking the magic. I had written all the parts out, but at the end when we kind of go into this instrumental jam, I noticed that we had so much energy at that point that we couldn't really keep it to just the parts I had written. So I said, okay, let's just go crazy here.
It's a very interesting kind of myriad of different textures and rhythms. And the one thing that was really fun for me is by the end, she's just like, you know, the last 16 measures, just cut loose, just do whatever you want, improvise and just solo. So like at the end, it was just fun to just like, I don't know, I don't even remember what I played, but I got a chance to just cut loose and just like take that energy level to the final summit.
Having a great show like the show at Victory Studios, that was one of the highlights for me. Such a wonderful night with nice, beautiful people, and I get to make music, and that's the dream. That's what I'm going for. That's what I want to do with my life. So when I get to do it, it's like feeding your soul.
Kris Orlowski is simply one of the strongest songwriters in this whole city. His collaborations with violinist and arranger Andrew Jocelyn are great examples of symphonic elements showcasing fine art rather than just propping it up. Their EP, The Pieces We Are, was the landmark for both, and Kris's own band is cold-blooded.
We'll be right back with Kris Orlowski.
My name's Kris Orlowski, and I make my living playing music.
Kris Orlowski is a good balance of indie pop rock and classic singer-songwriter.
Fighting the War was a song that I think everybody could relate to in the band. Everybody is pretty socially conscious about stuff that's going on in the world today.
I really like the accessible singer-songwriter songs that he delivers with the full band representation.
When everything just is in the right place and everybody's grooving and having a good time, it just feels right. And I think that we had that at that show.
The video we did for that was really fun, and the setting of it was a show where we were in the middle and a bunch of people were outside kind of dancing and singing along.
Gone away, disarray in his heart. As a man loves a girl, she's his world, then it all fell apart. Disarray, days are gray, days are gray.
Jessie is a song that I wrote about a girl I dated for about a year, but she broke up with me on Valentine's Day. And then I was actually in the studio the next week, so I wrote lyrics about this, like our breakup. It's almost over now, but we'll find a way.
As the wind breaks the curls in her hair, and I don't know, don't care, long as you're.
And then we ended up getting back together, and when she heard the song, she was like, "This doesn't feel like a very positive song," and I was like, and I didn't know how to explain myself.
It's almost over now. We'll find a way, we'll find a way, and it's almost over now. We'll find a way somehow, and on and on.
Still to this day, it's one of the most requested songs. It's bizarre. It just goes to show you that some of the first songs you write are definitely worth saving.
Grow sick to the excitement. Oh, she's going to Carolina, going until she finds it. Leaning on the way, leaning on the way.
So Carolina is one of the crowd favorites. And that song was hard for me. I wrote it over here on the couch, and I really struggled with what to do with it when I brought it to the band. And our producer, Martin, who was working on this record, said, why don't we Coldplay the out of it? And so we ended up doing that, and it's got this really great pop sensibility.
She's going to Carolina, going until she finds it, leaning all the way. Oh, she's going to Carolina, going until she finds it.
I'm starting to get more into the storytelling aspect of it, but also just really painting a picture with words versus a feeling. So that's just always a challenge, doing that without it being contrived.
You could tell he was passionate about what he was playing and what he was writing and singing about.
He just has so much emotion in what he sings, and everything that he says and everything he sings, it just feels true, and because it is.
And I know you will find it when you can see. and starting, you know where you're from, where the line is to cross, and where you come undone. But
There's a solidarity with the band because it's a group of dudes. We're kind of all on the same page. We all stink and sweat, and we could definitely use some female energy in the band sometimes, but that being said, they're all basically like my younger and older brothers.
among the rest. While I'm under the table, roots in the cable, needing a reason.
Eventually, once I work out the arrangement and the song, I bring it to the band, and that's when it really starts to get legs.
Good country people.
I and some of the other guys will, help arrange a full song, as opposed to just a, little jingle he writes in his bedroom.
It's really cool to be in a band where the lead singer is actually more of a baritone, a deeper voice. It's kind of unusual, especially in pop music.
Matt is a killer bass player, and he writes awesome songs and fronts a couple bands, and he's a killer lead singer, and he holds it down on the bass extremely well.
Jonathan goes by many nicknames: Johnny Brooklyn, Johnny 2 Chainz.
I love his guitar style. It's not always make the guitar do the work, sometimes it's make the effects pedals do the work.
Papa Greg is what we call him.
He's the most seasoned veteran.
His day job is booking agent for different bands and different venues in Seattle. He helps a lot with the nuts and bolts, and he's a solid drummer.
When he joined the band, it really up-leveled our sound.
There is nothing I can do. Just sit and mourn. Oh, there's nothing I can do.
Tori has the voice of an angel.
Even if he had never heard the song, he'll just all of a sudden just be like, he'll have a harmony in his head and he'll sing it with you. He's like, oh, there, yeah, that's what should be there. That's the harmony, got it. That beard is ridiculous.
I just don't like shaving. So, the truth is out.
I'm not a cheater. I can't take this anymore. Running through seasons, still in silence, too slow.
Everybody in the band has so many different things to contribute, and somehow they just all work so well together.
Only one you said was three. Only I guarantee. Passing right in front of me, my Sunday green. I'll be here until it's right. Could be till Sunday night. Only roll to see me rise out for a night. Stand tall, I'm a believer.
It doesn't matter what you're believing in, it's really the idea that you're believing in something and you're going after it.
It's nice to have a song that gives people encouragement and hope.
And it's a really fun song to get the entire crowd join in, or Kris will lead them in, ask them to sing it with us.
Whether it's in front of 10 people in Montana or 10,000 people at Lollapalooza, it just sort of goes like that and happens.
I don't think I really know what it feels like to be in the zone, because when you're in the zone, you're not thinking about that you're in the zone. So I kind of just black out. When I come to, I'm like, oh yeah, you feel that energy, okay, I just delivered the best show of my life.
The Victory Studios. My name's Kris Orlowski. You guys have a great rest of the night.
Well, that's it for tonight's Band in Seattle. If you want to hear more, check us out on bandinseattle.com, where you can hear full concerts and find links for more information about our bands and where they're playing next. David?
To stay up on this whole band scene, follow my Crossing Guide magazine columns and podcasts. Crossing Guide is a publication that wants to see American bands and Canadians working closer together.
Who doesn't want that? Thanks for watching. Join us next week for more great music and great stories on Band in Seattle.